1. Conservatism, tradition, and stability. Conservatism is one of the most enduring political ideologies, rooted in the desire to preserve tradition, social stability, and established institutions. Conservatives believe in incremental change rather than radical shifts, arguing that society should evolve slowly to avoid chaos. The ideology emphasizes respect for authority, the importance of religion, and the value of established social hierarchies. Historically, conservatism emerged as a reaction to the revolutionary changes of the 18th century, particularly the French Revolution. Edmund Burke, often considered the father of modern conservatism, argued that society is a complex organism that cannot be restructured overnight without risking destruction. For conservatives, the preservation of the status quo, combined with a cautious approach to reform, is essential for maintaining social order. 2. Liberalism, freedom and equality. Liberalism is a political ideology that champions individual freedoms, equality, and the protection of human rights. Originating in the Enlightenment era, liberalism advocates for a limited government that exists primarily to protect the rights of citizens, particularly their freedom of speech, religion, and assembly. Classical liberalism, as espoused by thinkers like John Locke and Adam Smith, emphasized the importance of free markets and minimal government intervention in economic affairs. However, over time, liberalism has evolved to include a broader commitment to social justice and equality, leading to what is often referred to as modern liberalism. Modern liberals support welfare programs, universal health care, and education systems that ensure equal opportunities for all citizens. 3. Socialism, equality, and collective ownership. Socialism is an ideology that seeks to create a society where resources and wealth are distributed more equally among the population. Socialists advocate for the collective ownership of the means of production, such as factories, land, and capital, arguing that this is the only way to achieve true economic equality. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, the most influential socialist thinkers, argued that capitalism inevitably leads to exploitation and inequality, as the ruling class, the bourgeoisie, profits from the labor of the working class, the proletariat. Socialism, therefore, seeks to dismantle the capitalist system and replace it with one where the state or the community owns and controls the means of production, ensuring that the wealth generated benefits everyone, not just a privileged few. 4. Communism, a classless society. Communism is often considered the extreme form of socialism, advocating for a classless society where all property is communally owned, and each person contributes according to their ability and receives according to their need. The ultimate goal of communism, as envisioned by Marx, is to abolish the state and create a stateless, classless society where everyone lives in harmony without the need for government control. In practice, however, the transition to communism has often involved the establishment of authoritarian states, as seen in the Soviet Union and Maoist China. These regimes claimed to be working towards a communist society, but were marked by centralization of power, suppression of dissent, and state control over all aspects of life. 5. Fascism, nationalism, and authoritarianism. Fascism is a far-right political ideology that combines extreme nationalism with authoritarian rule. Fascists believe in the supremacy of the state or nation over the individual, often leading to the suppression of personal freedoms and the glorification of a single leader or ruling party. Fascism rejects the principles of democracy and liberalism, arguing that they lead to weakness and division. Instead, fascists advocate for a unified society where the state controls all aspects of life, including the economy, education, and the media. Fascism often involves militarism, the promotion of a strong national identity, and the persecution of minorities or political opponents. The most notorious example of fascism is Nazi Germany under Adolf Hitler, where the ideology led to the systematic extermination of millions of people, including Jews, Romani people, and political dissidents. Fascism's emphasis on racial purity, military strength, and totalitarian control has made it one of the most reviled political ideologies in history. 6. Anarchism, a stateless society. Anarchism is a political ideology that advocates for a society without government or hierarchical authority. Anarchists believe that all forms of coercive power, including the state, are inherently oppressive and should be abolished. Instead, they envision a society based on voluntary cooperation, mutual aid, and self-management. Anarchism has taken many forms, from anarcho-communism, which seeks to create a classless, stateless society through collective ownership of resources, to anarcho-capitalism, which argues for a stateless society based on free market principles. Despite their differences, all anarchists share a common rejection of authority and a commitment to individual freedom. 7. Environmentalism, protecting the planet. Environmentalism is a political ideology focused on the protection of the natural environment and the promotion of sustainable living. Environmentalists advocate for policies that address climate change, pollution, deforestation, and the depletion of natural resources. Environmentalism can intersect with other ideologies, such as socialism or liberalism, depending on how environmental goals are pursued. For example, eco-socialism combines the principles of socialism with a commitment to environmental sustainability, arguing that capitalism's emphasis on profit leads to environmental degradation. In recent years, environmentalism has gained significant traction, with movements like Extinction Rebellion and Fridays for Future demanding urgent action to combat climate change. Governments worldwide are increasingly adopting policies aimed at reducing carbon emissions, promoting renewable energy, and protecting biodiversity, reflecting the growing influence of environmentalist ideology. 8. Feminism, gender equality. Feminism is a political ideology that advocates for the equality of the sexes and the dismantling of patriarchal structures that perpetuate gender-based discrimination. Feminists seek to address issues such as gender pay gaps, violence against women, and reproductive rights, arguing that these are essential for achieving true equality. Feminism has evolved over time, with different waves focusing on various aspects of gender equality. The first wave centered on legal rights, such as women's suffrage. The second wave focused on social and cultural inequalities, particularly in the workplace and family life. And the third wave broadened the movement to include a more diverse range of voices, including women of color, LGBTQ+ individuals, and those from different socioeconomic backgrounds. Today, feminism continues to be a powerful force for social change, challenging traditional gender roles and advocating for policies that promote gender equality in all areas of life. 9. Libertarianism, individual freedom. Libertarianism is a political ideology that prioritizes individual liberty above all else. Libertarians advocate for a minimal state, arguing that government intervention in people's lives should be as limited as possible. They believe in free markets, private property, and the right of individuals to make their own choices, free from coercive state control. Libertarians often oppose policies such as taxation, welfare programs, and regulations, arguing that these infringe on personal freedom and hinder economic efficiency. Instead, they advocate for a society where individuals are free to pursue their own interests, as long as they do not harm others. 10. Populism, power to the people. Populism is a political approach that seeks to appeal to ordinary people who feel that their concerns are being ignored by the established elite. Populists often position themselves as outsiders, challenging the status quo and promising to put power back into the hands of the people. Populism can be found on both the left and right of the political spectrum. Left-wing populists often focus on economic inequality, advocating for wealth redistribution and greater government intervention in the economy. Right-wing populists, on the other hand, often emphasize nationalism, anti-immigration policies, and a rejection of globalism. 11. Nationalism, pride and sovereignty. Nationalism is a political ideology that emphasizes the interests, culture, and identity of a particular nation or group of people. Nationalists advocate for the sovereignty of their nation, often prioritizing it above international cooperation or global governance. Nationalism can take many forms, from civic nationalism, which focuses on shared values and citizenship, to ethnic nationalism, which emphasizes common ancestry and cultural heritage. While nationalism can foster a sense of unity and pride, it can also lead to xenophobia, exclusion, and conflict, particularly when it is used to justify aggressive foreign policies or the oppression of minority groups. 12. The political spectrum. Understanding the left, right, and center. The political spectrum is a tool used to classify different political ideologies based on their position on key issues such as economic equality, individual freedom, and the role of government. The spectrum is typically divided into three main sections: left, center, and right. Left-wing ideologies generally advocate for greater economic equality, social justice, and government intervention in the economy. Examples include socialism, communism, and modern liberalism. Right-wing ideologies prioritize individual freedom, traditional values, and limited government intervention. Examples include conservatism, libertarianism, and fascism. Centrist ideologies seek to balance the extremes of the left and right, advocating for moderate policies that combine elements of both. Understanding where an ideology falls on the political spectrum can help you better grasp its core principles and how it compares to other ideologies. In today's world, political ideologies continue to shape the policies and platforms of political parties, influencing everything from economic policy to social issues. While some ideologies, such as fascism, have been largely discredited, others, like liberalism and socialism, continue to evolve and adapt to new challenges. As voters and citizens, understanding political ideologies is crucial for making informed decisions about the leaders and policies that will shape our future. By exploring the spectrum of political thought, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the diverse perspectives that drive political debate and action. Political ideologies are more than just abstract theories. They are the lenses through which we view the world and the blueprints for the societies we seek to build. Whether you align with conservatism's respect for tradition, liberalism's commitment to freedom, socialism's call for equality, or another ideology entirely, understanding these frameworks is essential for engaging with the complex world of politics. By exploring the rich tapestry of political thought, we can better navigate the challenges of our time and work towards a future that reflects our most deeply held values.